Looked like you had a lot of fun in there. It seemed like there wasn't really much pressure heading in there. Is that how you sort of felt in the matchup?
Yeah, I was just trying to enjoy the moment as much as I could. I don't know if you watched the fight. You could see that Terry and I were kind of jawing back and forth at each other a lot of the fight. He'd hit me. I'd tell him, he like girl. I'd hit him. He'd blow a kiss to me. So it was honestly it was a fun fight. It's a great opponent, and I try not to let the pressure get to me. It's just another day. This is what I do. I try not to put it up on too much of a pedestal to where it adds a lot of extra pressure. I kind of just went in there knowing that I've been here before and just got to go out and do whatever it takes to win.
Was there animosity there, or were you guys just engaging in some gamesmanship?
I mean, yeah, we were fighting each other, so definitely. I mean, I was trying to take his head off, and he was trying to do the same to me. But no, as far as bad blood, no, there was no bad blood, nothing outside of the sport of MMA.
As far as the the fight itself, the takedown seemed to really be the difference in the fight. Was that sort of the focus going in? Is knowing that you could out wrestle him? Yeah,
I knew 100% that I could out wrestle him, and that I can out wrestle almost anybody at the bantamweight division. I'm just a lot bigger and stronger and more explosive than these guys are. So pretty much anybody at 135 pounds I can take from their feet to their head in a second flat. And that's going to be the case a lot of these next UFC fights for me. Anytime I get in trouble on my feet, I always have that option. If I hit you, you're gonna fall. So yeah, and that was a little bit of the game plan. I'd liked to have been on my feet more and hit a little bit more, but for whatever reason, every time the guy he was really long, I was reaching for him, I wasn't hitting him, and then I could see he was getting ready to wind up on a combination, and the takedown was just always there. So I took what was there and did what I had to do to win.
You actually outstruck him at a higher percentage. You had 8 of 12 successful takedowns. How would you rate your performance from scale 1 to 10?
Scale 1 to 10, being on 7 days notice, coming off the couch. 8 days ago I was enjoying my summer, doing whatever the hell I wanted. I really wasn't in a training camp. I'm always in shape. I'm always going to the gym, but it's a lot different when you're getting ready for a fight. You're focused. I mean, there's like a tunnel vision. All you're doing is training. It's a different grind. I was working out once a day. Working my day job, not really taking MMA as serious as I thought. Honestly, I thought I was going to be on the UFC card in December, so I was kind of taking the summer off and just relaxing. So my performance, I would say, I would give myself a 7 or an 8. Being that it was on 8 days notice. I was actually talking to Sean Shelby in between rounds. I was on the bench, I turned and looked at him, I was like, come on, 7 days, Sean, I'm 14-1. Can't you give me 8 weeks, And he laughed, I laughed, and after the fight again, I said 8 weeks, next time 8 weeks. I said, promise me right now 8 weeks. And he's like, okay, 8 weeks. And so hopefully, I'm gonna get 8 weeks next time, and then, we can have this conversation again, and I think that my performance will be a 10.
Who do you want to welcome you to the bantamweight division in the UFC? Who would you like to fight?
Ooh, anybody. I don't care. Anybody. I'll fight anybody. Ideally for me coming into the UFC, it was like I was either going to fight a guy like Terry Ware, who was also making his debut, or I was going to fight a guy that's in the top 10. You know what I mean? Those are the two things that in my head I really wanted to do, and I did get one of them. I did get another debut guy in Terry Ware, and I'm really happy that I got this opportunity. But my next fight, I want a name or I want another guy that just had one fight. You know what I mean? So I don't want the really tough guy that's on the cusp of everyone knowing who he is. I want the guy that's on my level, or I want someone in the top 10.
Cody, you said a minute ago that you have a part-time job or a day job even. What is that?
So I work for a family restoration business, and in the summertime we're always really busy. So I tend to. I'll spend a few days in Grand Rapids, and I'll go home and I'll go back to my house in Metro Detroit and train. And it just so happened that for 2 weeks before I got this phone call, all I was doing was working, basically, working and enjoying my summer. And then of course I'm on the job, and then my manager calls me and says, "Hey, you're fighting the UFC next weekend." I was like, "Oh shit, are you serious? Okay, all right, well." I'll start doing medicals right now. I'm headed to the gym, and 8 days later, here I am talking to you guys.
Is it back to work on Monday?
No. I think I earned a vacation. Like I said, I work for my family, so you know I'm gonna walk into the stands here in a little bit, and I'm gonna shake my dad, give him a big kiss, and tell him I quit.
And the plan is to fight on that Michigan card that's coming up.
Yeah,
this year.
December.
Just you've sort of been the face of Michigan MMA as far as the regional scene goes. What can people expect for that card and the turnout? Like it's a very big MMA scene.
I'd like to see all the Michigan guys that are on the border. I'd like to see all those guys, on that card. I have nothing but love for everyone in Michigan. Michigan MMA. I want to see Michigan guys do good. So I'd like to see as many local guys as possible on that card. There's a lot of us now. There's a lot of guys in Michigan that are popping up in the UFC, and it's just this year too. There's 4 or 5 people from Michigan now that are in the UFC, and I think there's going to be a lot more because Darren Cruikshank and everyone at Michigan Top Team, we're breeding killers. There's a lot of tough guys coming out.
When you only have 8 days notice, what do you put the focus on? I mean, there's only so much you can do with your body in 8 days. So what is it that you actually try to do?
Mainly it was just I was just focusing on sharpening up the tools I already know I have. You know what I mean? I wasn't like in 8 days I was gonna dissect everything, turn it where it does, and come up with this new freaky style of fighting and go out there and implement it in the cage 8 days later. I fought in April 29th, so it was basically just build from what I already know I can do and what I do well, and practice those things for the next 8 days, consistently every day. Make sure my weight's good, and go out there, have fun, and beat someone up.
Were you being serious? Are you quitting your job and training full time?
I basically already do train full time, but it just so happened that before I got this phone call, I was working a lot more than I was training. There was just a couple of jobs that were really big and had to get completed, and I was helping a lot more. But I pretty much do train full time. I would say I train 10 out of 12 months full time, and work full time 2 months of the year. So my situation has already been like ideal for training for MMA. So like when I tell my dad I quit, I've told him it before too. So.
With an experienced guy like Cruikshank in your corner, what did he tell you to kind of prepare you for this debut, to prepare you for the lights and the sounds and everything about it?
He was just basically telling me to just suck it all, take it all in, because it happens fast, and it really does. Like this whole week flew by, absolutely flew by. Yeah, just take it all in, and enjoy it. Enjoy the moment, enjoy being here, enjoy the fruits of all your hard work. And he was, because he's been here, he's done it. I've seen him do it. And I've seen how fast everything happens and how fast you can climb and fall in this sport. So really you just gotta you gotta get with the people that you really care about, the core people that have been there from the beginning, and celebrate and enjoy this with them. Try not to get too high or low, and just keep getting better and hopefully keep climbing that ladder.
Congrats, thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Great win.